Hey guys, what's up? It's Nintendo here, back at it with another video. Today we're doing some battles. I've been testing this deck I made here with Darkrai and Weezing. I've been having a lot of fun with it. It does consist of Froakie and Greninja, 1 Greninja, 2 Weezing, 2 Darkrai. We're running potions, 2 Giant Capes, a Koga and a Giovanni and a Sabrina, just to cover a little bit of weaknesses sometimes. And yeah, let's just basically jump right into it. Of course, right now they are having the Emblem event, the Space-Time Smackdown event. You can see I already made some progress here, and here's our first opponent. So our first opponent here is going to be a Dialga deck, a Dialga Melmetal deck. I actually just covered this deck in one of my videos, one of my recent videos. But yeah, let's see how this pans out. Basically, I'm going to start off here with Darkrai. Hit start there. And they're leading out with a Heatran. First things first, you can see Heatran is their stall. So I got a Pokeball here, use that real quick, and I do get the coughing. So I put my coughing out and then switch it over to their turn. I know that their Heatran, they're probably just using it as a wall to build up their Dialga and their Melmetal. As you can see here, they pull the Professor's Research, put down their Meltan, and there's the Dialga. So they're definitely using the Heatran as a wall. Probably didn't have the Dialga at first, that's why they had the Professor's Research to get it. So now I get my Froakie, I can put my Froakie out there. I'm going to evolve that coughing real quick to get my Weezing out. Darkrai does require 2 energy, so I'm just going to start putting energy on Darkrai and then start getting that damage on Heatran. And my deck definitely has them thinking. They do take decent pauses between their turns. But yeah, this battle actually turns out to be really interesting. They put the energy onto Meltan, pass it back over to me. I get my second Darkrai, put that in play, and of course I just go ahead, stacking that energy up on Darkrai, getting ready to make a move here. Love that ability, love the fact that you can just do 20 damage every turn when you're stacking it up. I really love this deck. As you can see, they're just stacking up their Meltan for their Melmetal. They Pokeballed. There's the Melmetal. Really fun deck as well. Pretty straightforward deck. Back over to me. So here we go. Now we can put that third energy on Darkrai. And so I know Heatran is their wall. So what I do is I use Sabrina here. I think about it for a second. I Sabrina. And I want to go ahead and get out their attackers and start putting damage on them. Because Heatran is only going to give me 1, and I know that's not their main Pokemon. And it does, I think, pay off for me in the end. So I go ahead and put that 80 damage on their Dialga, which isn't set up yet as well. So I thought that was a pretty good strategy there. I could have probably taken out the Heatran and they still brought it out anyway, but I wanted to get that damage set up on Dialga. And so see, now they're having to use their potion, and they're also a Giant Cape. And so now instead of having 170, now they're down to 110. And now they're using their blue as well. So they're really, as you can see, I caught them off guard with that play, and they're trying to buff up their Dialga to keep it in play. So their Melmetal is set up, Dialga's out now. I get my potion. I start stocking on my other Darkrai, start getting that, like I say, just one Dialga is definitely the main thing to take out here. Using my potion on Darkrai, and then I'm going to go ahead and hit for 60, I believe, since they used blue. 70, okay. And yeah, had a really fun, I thought this battle here specifically was really interesting. So see, they swap it out for the Melmetal, and then he's going to go ahead and hit me for 120. And I do get really lucky here. They do not have the Giovanni. So I am able to live with just 10 HP remaining. So what I do, go ahead, of course I don't want them to get the knockout. So I decide to put it on my Weezing, withdraw my Darkrai out for the Weezing, and get the poison on the Melmetal. So they don't get the knockout and I can start doing some slow damage. Giant Cape on Weezing is a huge deal. That buff really makes Weezing like a little bit extra tanky. And I just, even though it's 10 damage, that poison starts helping to take that down. Because my thought process here, use Weezing to get Melmetal down and then bring in my other Darkrai to start doing damage. So as you can see here, they're definitely a little caught off guard, wondering what could they do in this situation, because now their Dialga is really low and now their Melmetal is poisoned. As you can see here, definitely taking some time to think and find out what's the best move here. I love this Weezing Darkrai deck. I've been having a lot of fun with it. And Greninja, I don't even think I get to make my Greninja with this battle, but Greninja with the Water Shuriken, the extra 20 damage, definitely helps. As you can see here, Giant Cape does help me live with 10 HP. I was hoping for a Koga here so I can withdraw the Weezing, but I did not get it. So basically this turn I am having to sacrifice the Weezing, but this still works out because I am getting that damage on to Melmetal. So I can bring in my Darkrai and take it out. Taking some time to think again. Gotta love it, gotta love it. I love those moments when you know that they're thinking, you know that they're trying to figure out what can they do in this situation. So they're gonna Pokeball. Putting out their second Dialga. So he does try to beef up the Melmetal, putting the Giant Cape back on it. And he does get the knockout. However, Darkrai's ability really helps me out here. And with it combined with the poison, I do get the knockout. So I go ahead, I get my second coughing, put that on. Darkrai's ability, 20 damage, brings it down to 50, and I do get the Melmetal knocked out, which is amazing. All that energy, Melmetal gone. So definitely know that they're not in a good position. So of course they're going to come out with Dialga, who isn't set up. So they're going to start using Metallic Turbo again. They're stacking up that Heatran. Heatran does do 110. Of course, I get the Professor's Research. I do get my Frogadier, which is awesome. I get to evolve that real quick. Potion up my Darkrai. And of course, I'm going to put that energy onto, I evolve my Weezing. Get that evolved, of course. And then I was thinking here what I should do on Darkrai. I was thinking about putting on Weezing, but I figured the more damage I get on Dialga, the better. So I do put it on my bench to Darkrai, just in case I might need to bring it in later to finish off somebody. And then of course I hit for 80, bring that Dialga down to 50 already. And so here they are, they're bringing out a Heatran. So they try to Sabrina me. And I'm thinking, okay, what should I give them? Of course, I'm not going to give them the Darkrai. So I give them the Wheezing because I know Water Shuriken is going to come in handy. And I don't know if you guys see it, but I definitely saw it here. That's why I made this play and I gave them the Wheezing. Not too sure if they saw this play, but watch how I finish it. So of course, I put the Darkrai out. However, a Giant Cape. I dropped the energy of Darkrai, but then this is where I saw the play. At first I was gonna knock out the Heatran, but then I noticed I can do this. And I win the game. Gotta love it, man. Darkrai Greninja with Coughing Poison. Love this deck. And we bring it with a win. Really fun battle, really glad I was able to capture this. And that's our first win for the video. Of course, give him a thanks, really good battle. And on to the next one. So this one is against Articuno, your average Misty deck. This one, we don't get super lucky, but I'll show you guys how it pans out. I had some fun with the guy, you'll see how, but this one turns out to be pretty interesting. So it starts out with this Articuno. I get my deck pretty good. I got Coughing, Froakie, Darkrai, my setup basically. And they go ahead, they put the energy on Articuno. I go ahead and I get to evolve my Froakie here, thinking everything's going pretty good. Go ahead, put some energy on my Coughing, put my second Darkrai down. And then I go ahead and I just get some damage from Coughing for 20. Just get a free 20 damage. Right, now it's their turn. And they do get a Misty. They get heads, and of course, they get the Blizzard. Not good. You can't do much when this does happen, so it is what it is. They get the Coughing knocked out. And at this point, I'm just like, okay, I'm not gonna concede. I'm just gonna see what I can do here. So I go ahead and put on my Darkrai. I do get the Greninja, so I get free 20 damage from Darkrai's ability, and I do get a Water Shuriken. So I'm just gonna peck this guy as long as I can. Like I said, nothing else I can do here, so I just gotta pass. Pass the turn over there, but you do get to do 40 damage. They're gonna go ahead and Sabrina. So I said, well, I don't think it doesn't really matter, so I do go ahead and I put out Greninja here. And of course, they're just gonna come out with another Blizzard again. So what I do, I just put a quick potion on Greninja. I'm gonna retreat her back into Darkrai. I'm gonna Giant Cape Darkrai and just try to get tanky as tanky as I can. And of course, we're gonna hit for 20 with Water Shuriken. So we've already done 60 damage just off of abilities, so that thing is pretty cool. As you can see, they're feeling pretty confident here. They're not putting any Pokemon down on their deck. They're just hitting me for Blizzard with Articuno. But it does get pretty interesting. So what I do here, again, I just put the energy on my bench Darkrai because I know that they're probably going to knock out the Darkrai and play anyway. Actually, I go ahead and install. So no, I go ahead and I Water Shuriken here. I get another 40 damage off. And then I do retreat, just stalling out. Putting out my bench Darkrai here. So they can't, no knockouts yet. I'm just stalling this guy at this point. Because he doesn't have any Pokemon on his bench. So I don't know if they had any Pokemon or not. That's why I was just trying to keep it going. But they do see here they are in a critical situation. So they got to pull out somebody. They do pull out the Lapras. Spoiler. And they do get another good Misty Flip. I hate when this happens. I don't get that lucky. So of course, they're going to retreat their Articuno and put out the Lapras. And at this point, I know it's already a loss. I don't have any energy on the field. I don't know if there was anything else I could have done at this point with my gameplay, especially because they knocked out the coughing. But I figured here, you know what? I'm not going to take this battle without anything. I'm going to get the Articuno. So Sabrina, I go ahead and I get the Darkrai ability, Nightmare Aura. I get the 20. And of course, I'm going to knock that Articuno out. Keep in mind, I've knocked out 140 HP Articuno with just abilities. Right? So I thought I definitely still wanted to show this battle. Really funny in my opinion. Still was able to knock out the Articuno with no moves, just abilities. And then of course he does go ahead and get the win. Still fun though. And we have our loss of the video. First loss. Of course, still thank you. Still enjoyed the battle. And of course, on to the next one. This one is the kind of short and sweet one. It kind of shows you how quickly, if you do get the right hand, you can get this deck set up pretty well. And with this one, we are going against, I go ahead, I get a pretty good hand here. So as you can see, I get my coughing, I get my Froakie, and I get my Darkrai. And we're going against Celebi. Not a great deck to go against. Darkrai is weak to grass. So I am kind of surprised how this went. So I do Professor's Research here. I do get my Pokeball, so I Pokeball. I love the Darkrai playmat, by the way, with Dialga and Palkia in the background. Really sick. So they're going to Professor's Research here as well. And of course, Celebi does require 2 energy, so they don't get to attack this turn. I get a really good hand. As you can see, I do have my Weezing in hand as well. So I Pokeball to see if I can get my other coughing. Not too sure if I should place coughing or Darkrai down, so I don't place any other Pokemon down. But I do evolve that Weezing, of course, because I want to get poison on that Celebi. And then, of course, I go ahead and I hit with Tackle. And I figured getting out another coughing for another reason might be the better play here. Not that it does matter though, it could have went either way. So of course, having poison on their Celebi, their main Pokemon, is not in a position that they want to be. So that's why I love Weezing. Putting poison on your opponent is such an amazing move. Weezing is such an extremely strong Pokemon. Especially combining it with either Rocky Helmet or my favorite, which is Great Cape. That extra 20 HP does a lot of makes a lot of difference. And of course, they go ahead and they X-Speed into their... I never remember the name of this Pokemon. Patil. They go ahead and retreat into their Patil, of course, because they want to get that poison off of their Celebi. And so Wheezing with Darkrai here makes an amazing combination. And this is how you can go ahead, and as you see, I already have a really good setup, of course. I even get my Koga, but I can go ahead and get that 20 damage off of Nightmare Aura. And of course, combined with Poison and Tackle, their Patil, which is basically they're using, I'm sure they had in mind to build energy on their Celebi, and I go for the knockout, and I knock it out already. So their little build up or whatever hand that they had is now gone. They point the Celebi out, and then they go ahead, and I'm pretty sure they can see here. Yes, so they do go ahead, they get an X Celebi, and they try to, of course, luckily Wheezing has the 110, so even if he got 2 heads, he would not be able to knock me out here. They do heal for 40 as well. And they roll 2 tails. Don't you love when that happens? Oh, I love when that happens. And they don't get any damage off. And they concede. So, quick, easy win here. They probably just conceded because they didn't get the damage off, but that's just how the name of the game goes with Celebi. Love knocking down Celebi users. Celebi is so annoying. Also fun to play with though. So going into our 3rd battle here, or our 4th battle I should say, because that one was quick. I love going second. Going second, I think definitely is proven to be better. We don't have the best hand here, so we have to put Darkrai out first. And we do end up going against another Darkrai Wheezing deck. So I was really happy when this one came across. I thought this would be really cool to be able to show you guys. Basically a mirror deck, however, their own is a little bit different than mine. They're not running Greninja like how I am. They're actually, for some odd reason, as you can see here, they're running Nidoking. So not too sure what the purpose of Nidoking is. Maybe to come in and do heavy damage after Wheezing poisons. But it does not prove to be too helpful to them. So I go ahead, of course, get the ability off, and I Giant Cape, beefing up my Darkrai, since it now has to be my first play. They're going to go ahead and potion their coughing, of course. They do get the Wheezing. Another reason why I really love the Giant Cape, it does kind of make up for that poison damage here. So really good item. So technically only did 20 damage because of Giant Cape. So I do get Professor's Research. Of course I go ahead and I use that here. Try to get, I do get a really good hand. I get my Fruki and my coughing. Of course, so I go ahead and put them down. And I just go ahead, potion up my Darkrai real quick. And then I think about, well, what's the best move here, but Darkrai does take 2 energy. So I think at this point, I just have to try and get that energy on my Darkrai so I can start hitting. So as you can see, they pull out their Darkrai. And of course, they're going to go ahead and start doing Nightmare Aura against my Darkrai. But we're still in an okay position. They go ahead and put their Rocky Helmet on their Wheezing to make it less likely to take damage. However, they go ahead and do a tackle. So I'm down to 70. However, I do get my Wheezing, so of course I go ahead and evolve that coughing there. I did not need to Giovanni here because I was kind of caught up in the heat of wanting to hurry up and take this Wheezing out. So I definitely did not need to Giovanni here. because of Nightmare Aura, but so I'd still go ahead and I take that Weezing out. I know that Weezing was a wall for them, and Weezing plays an important part in Weezing decks, and getting that out was a big deal. Even though they got the Rocky Helmet, I got both of it out. So now they don't have no choice but to put Darkrai out front, and they can attack, but I can't. So I'm in a much better position here than they are. Still not sure why they were using Nidoking. Thinking about it now, I think it might be because they don't have a second Darkrai yet. Maybe they didn't pull it yet, and so they just needed another heavy hitter to use, and so they were using Nidoking. So I go ahead and I use my Pokeball. I get him another Coughing. I do retreat the Darkrai, of course. I don't want it to get damaged. Pull up my Weezing, and of course I get to put that poison and do some damage on their Darkrai, putting me in a much better position. And of course, Giant Cape putting Weezing to 130 helps make Weezing a lot more of a wall. Such a good Pokemon. Weezing is such a good Pokemon. And the 1 energy as well. So they're going to hit me for 100 here, combined with Nightmare Aura. They're going to evolve their Nidoking. So I was hoping for a Koga here, but I did not get it. So I just go ahead and get that energy on my Darkrai and get that more damage on their Darkrai. I was thinking about using the potion, but I know that they were just going to get the knockout anyway, so I just went for the tackle instead. So turns out they did have the second Darkrai, so I'm still not really sure why they're running Nidoking. I personally think that Greninja suits this deck way more. Not too sure why they decided to run Nidoking, especially because it also takes 3 energy to get going as well. But they do get the knockout here on my Weezing, and they retreat into their Darkrai. So they don't get the knockout. So they actually just retreated because they don't. Because if they lost that Darkrai, I would win. So basically, I'm in a pretty good position. I can still get poison on their new Darkrai, which is awesome. Healing up to 30, definitely a good move here because it stops them from being able to knock me out with their ability. I do get free energy on my good Darkrai, and I can start getting damage on your new Darkrai really easily. Potions definitely do come in handy. Save my Weezing there, and honestly I think really helped me with this turn, so they can't knock me out. So they can't knock me out, and they don't have enough energy to attack. They take that 10 damage from poison, and I get my other Weezing here. So I decide to just go ahead and, of course, get that free 20 damage from my Darkrai to theirs. And then I just go for the tackle at this point. So they do live with 10 here. If I had a Giovanni, this is why I do carry the Giovanni, because if I did pull it, I would have been able to end the battle right there, but I didn't. That's why I do like to carry Giovanni sometimes, because it really does help out instead of running a second Koga, because there's been a lot of situations just like this where needing that extra 10 to knock out comes into play. So they do get a free knockout here on my Weezing with Nightmare Aura. And I could have put my Darkrai out, but I did give him the Froakie instead of getting any damage on my Darkrai. I don't think it really mattered here. But they do go for the Nightmare Aura and take out my Froakie. Because of course, 10 HP left, they're poisoned. And then that's basically it. They go ahead and they get the knockout from poison. Really, really, really good battle. I'm really glad I was able to show you guys this. And yeah, that's basically the end of the video. These are just some really cool battles I wanted to show you guys here. And again, this is with my Darkrai Weezing. I had a lot of fun with it. Really, really fun battles. And at the end, I just wanted to show you again the deck. So you guys, in case you guys wanted to build this and test this yourself. Of course, we got 3 out of 4 wins, so we can't complain. And you can see here, I got the Greninja, 2 Coughing with Weezing, 2 Darkrai, 2 Potions, 2 Giant Capes, Koga, Giovanni, and Sabrina. So, as you can see here, definitely a good reason to build the deck with Giovanni. I could have ended that battle quickly there if I wanted to, but it still ended up winning as well. So yeah, I hope you guys really enjoyed this video. For more Pokemon TCGP content, definitely go ahead and hit that subscribe button. I will be making more content every single day. I love that you guys are commenting, leaving likes on the video. That's awesome. Help me get to 100 subscribers. Definitely my first goal. And yeah, any comments or anything you think I could have done better, definitely go ahead and leave it in the comments below. Definitely leave a like if you like the video. And yeah, subscribe for more. Hope you guys are doing well. And again, thanks for watching and see you guys in the next one. Peace.